porch light burn uneven. Let the shadows play. Yeah, the porch light burn uneven. Keep the night from drifting away. If this ain't heaven, it'll do for today.
Welcome back to NTSR 93.7.8 Terrestrial Radio. It's me, the host with a massive problem with you guys. Listeners, what the fuck? You guys have been blowing up our lines trying to get me fired. It's been weeks now of y'all not being cool, and I'm confused about what y'all don't get. This is an entertainment platform. I'm here to give you guys something worth listening to on your commute home. Would you rather just be listening to your own curated playlist every day on loop? Or would you rather be here? Exactly what I thought. Now, we're gonna open up the line so we can hear directly from you. Listeners, what are your grievances? Hello caller, what's your problem today?
Real talk, I don't have a problem. I just personally don't like what you did last episode.
First off, this isn't a TV show. There are no episodes, but I get what you mean. But do you care to be a bit more specific about what you don't like?
I don't like how you treat your producers. I get this is a one-man show, but we as the listeners enjoyed hearing more than one voice. You should have gave that other presenter a try.
Caller, I think you know exactly why that can't happen, but I will promise you this. I will be more open to the idea going forward, as long as my producers don't blindside me like they did last time. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, I'm not just cool, but I'm ice cold.
Thanks, caller. You see, guys, I'm not some kind of monster. I can actually have normal conversations with others. As long as you don't try messing with me, I can be respectful too. Now, we got another caller here looking to air out his grievances. Caller, what are your grievances?
Dick.
Wow, nice one. Can we get another caller on the line? Caller?
Hey, how are you? I can't believe I'm live on air right now. This is crazy.
Yes, caller, I'm good. And obviously, how are you? Do you have a grievance for us today?
You're a dick.
We're not gonna do this on my radio show today. We are going to respect each other by force. Guys, block that number and please get me another caller. And obviously, pretend like I said please. Please get me another caller. Caller, do you have any grievances?
Hey, so I got something for you. I was listening in a couple of days ago and you were actually going back and forth with my brother on air. It was actually the day when you guys were talking about dreams. While I don't agree with my brother's approach, I do still think he had a point.
And what point was that, caller?
You should be more inclusive with how you engage with us. If we write in, read our entries and don't be so quick to get mad.
I didn't randomly get mad. Your brother tried getting to me.
And I agree, but come on, man. You're an adult. You set the standard for every conversation, and I think with a little bit of therapy, we could send you on the right track. That, and you definitely need some Jesus in your life.
First off, don't you ever in your life suggest I need therapy, buddy. I'm the furthest thing from unhinged. My mental health is amazing. And secondly, don't question my faith.
Come on, DJ. You don't have faith. You ain't never met Jesus.
Okay, drop a call. So I see how it is. I see how the fans see me now. They think I'm just some kind of lunatic that's willing to go back and forth with them, and they're mistaken. This is an entertainment platform, but that doesn't mean we can't learn. So today, instead of me justifying myself to you bozos, I'm just going to find my center, take a deep breath, and lead the most backward sermon you've ever attended. Today's show will now be about my favorite Bible stories. But first, let's hear from our sponsors. Do you enjoy watching movies even though you genuinely don't understand what you just saw? Do you enjoy consuming stories at the cinema even though you always leave with a confused look on your face? Well, don't fret, because all your worries have been resolved. Get all your movie breakdowns at Let's Talk Movies with Nati. That's Let's Talk Movies with Nati, a brand new cinematic breakdown channel available on YouTube. And guess what? It's all free. Just search at Movies with Nati and get your fill of the latest and greatest movie breakdowns for the low price of absolutely free.
Those who partake in Nati's content might find themselves extremely entertained, educated, and somewhat triggered. Nati's videos are part divisive, part immaculate, and part misguided. All engagement must occur at own risk. Each product consumed separately. T's and C's apply.
Fire burned out, the warmth has gone away. The fire burned out, darling, the warmth is gone away. You turned so cold on me, baby, and you'll miss my love someday. Burned out, it's fading slow indeed. The fire burned out, darling, it's fading slow indeed. I'll keep on moving forward, but I'll cry myself to sleep. All I can do is bless your name.
So listeners, since y'all don't believe I'm a man of faith, I won't go out of my way to prove it to you. What I will do, however, is play a game with y'all. Rules of the game are pretty simple though. All I need you to do is just two things. I'm going to break down a scenario and paint a picture for you. All I need is for you to envision yourself in my scenarios and write in and tell me how you would feel in said scenarios. And for bonus points, if you can tell me which book of the Bible these scenarios take place in, I'll let you pick my brand new co-host. The listener with the best response wins. So something I truly like about the Bible is that it doesn't bother to tell us what other people are thinking when these stories take place, right? So you could read the whole book and you can follow along with the MC, the main character, and it'll never tell you how the main character's family feels. Maybe it'll tell you what they said in certain scenarios, but it'll never tell you what they saw or what they felt. So for our first scenario, right, what I need you to picture is this. There is a movie named Prince of Persia starring Jake Gyllenhaal. Thing about this movie is it was kind of set in those times where Bible things were happening, right? So one thing I personally didn't understand is that back in the day, a city had walls around it. You couldn't just come and go from a city as you pleased, because at any point somebody could show up and attack the city. Something that showed me how desperate like it could get in those type of situations is the Prince of Persia movie. So in the first couple of scenes, Jake Gyllenhaal and his family are attempting to raid a city, which means they gotta tear the walls down and go into the city, find the leaders, and then they can take over the whole city. Cool. When you watch the movie, something you're gonna notice is how large the walls are and how damn near impossible it is to break through the walls once they've closed the doors, right? The city is built on its security, which means it has to have amazing walls to block anybody that's not supposed to be in the city, right? Cool. So now picture this. You're living in modern day, or not modern day, where modern day Israel is today is where you're living. You're living in the city, right? And your city is pretty great. You guys have everything a city would ever need, right? But there's rumors of this group of people traveling around from city to city. Some cities accept them, some cities don't. And this group of people is going around telling people that they are God's chosen people, which is kind of crazy to claim, because doesn't God love us all? Well, the crazy thing about this specific group is every time they come across a city and the leader of that city tries them, that city disappears. So for the past couple of years now, you've been hearing about this group. Let's just give them a name. Let's call them the Israelis. You've been hearing, not even the Israelis, the Israelites. You've been hearing about the Israelites and how whenever they come across an obstacle, the obstacle disappears. And now they're outside your city. Here's the thing. You guys didn't send out a messenger to ask them nothing. You guys didn't send out your leaders to like commune with them or like try to speak to them in any kind of way. You guys did not even ask what it is they want. But every single day for a week straight, they've been parked outside of your city and your walls are up. Remember, doors are closed and you can see them from your high places, right? And once a day, at exactly the same time every day, they stand up, they blow horns, they walk around your whole city, and they stop where they started once a day. On the seventh day, they don't stop walking around your city once. They keep going and they circle your city 7 times. After the 7th time they've circled your city, guess what happens? Your walls fall. Your walls just fall. And after they fall, remember, your wall is your only defense. The Israelis head for you. Where does that happen? Now remember callers, remember listeners, remember callers, remember whoever's gonna call in or try to tell me about how they feel. You need to detail your experience as if you're one of the people who was living in the city. So you gotta say exactly what you saw, exactly how you felt, and bonus points for whoever tells me how the Israelis killed them. Scenario 2. So it's very rare in the Bible for people to receive direct instructions from God to build something, but there have been cases where he not only said what he wanted to be built, he detailed measurements, which materials need to be used, and which specific person was gonna build it. Now, one of these objects that God asked for personally, right, was the Ark of the Covenant. Funny thing about the Ark of the Covenant is kind of looks like a table. So I will be referring to the Ark going forward as a religious piece of furniture. there's no other way for me to think about it, but it is the most significant piece of religious furniture that's ever existed. What? Okay, check this, right? When the Israelites were running around in Israel, right, going crazy, one of their kings decided, you know what? We are at war with the Philistines and we are losing. Was this war a-okayed by God? No, doesn't matter though, because we're still at war. They're here, they're attacking us. We need to take them out. So this king thought to himself, if God won't answer my prayers, and if I can't get these priests to ask on my behalf for more powers so that I can take out these Philistines, I'm just going to go grab the Ark of the Covenant, the most religious piece of furniture, and I'm going to bring it by force into the battlefield with me. When it is with me, it has to give me powers. So this king takes this religious piece of furniture, brings it to the battlefield with him. Now, obviously, just like I said before, the war wasn't a-okayed by God, so the Israelites lost. After losing, you know what the Philistines did? The Philistines looked at this super dope piece of religious furniture and they said, yo, this is actually a nice table. Let's take it. Especially since, it's made of gold and bronze and has all these cool designs. No idea why they bring this into war, but it looks cool. So listeners, remember, you need to envision yourself in this position. So now check this. You guys are Philistines, right? You're normal Philistine citizens. You guys sent out your army to go take out the Israelites. They've come back after winning their battle, right? But they're not coming back empty-handed, because nobody comes back from war empty-handed, right? They're coming back with the coolest looking table so big and heavy that you have to put it on a cart, and that cart needs to be dragged by oxen. Can't just carry the ark, right? Cool. Ark arrives. Your leaders park it in your versions of churches. I don't know where the Philistines prayed, but wherever they prayed and whoever they prayed to, right? They park it in that building. As soon as they park the ark, 2 days doesn't go by and a plague erupts. A plague instantly erupts, killing people, right? To the point where the church itself starts destroying itself. I'm not talking about church as in the people. I'm talking about the physical building starts falling apart. That's number one. Number two, everybody near the ark just gets sick. How do you feel in that situation seeing that? Okay, now check this. That's not where the story ends. After realizing the ark is the problem, they moved it to another city. When it got to that city, plague continues. How do you feel about that? How do you feel as a citizen witnessing the coolest table you would have ever seen in your life arrive, and everybody just gets sick? Everybody. Nobody is sick. The place where you put the table gets destroyed, but the table looks clean. Check this. That's not where the story ends either. The story continues, because once the people notice that, like, hey, no matter where we put this table, the Ark of the Covenant, right? That's where the problems arise. So they put it back on a cart, and they put 2 ox in front of the cart, and they tell the ox, go. They just slap the oxes, and you know what's funny? The oxes don't just pick the random direction to go. They head exactly back to Israel, where you took this ark from, right? And immediately when it got back, the buildings that it was sitting in stopped getting destroyed. The plague ends. Nobody's sick no more. Sickness leaves the same time the ark leaves. Tell me how you feel in that situation. Okay, so picture this, right? You're a random fisherman in the city of Joppa. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it is spelled Joppa. So Joppa, right, is the city, right, you live in. It has a port, right, and Your job, obviously, when you live next to a city and you're a fisherman, is to get on boats and do whatever you do on boats, right? One day, a guy arrives talking about hey, can I get a ride with you guys to wherever you're going? Because I don't want to be here anymore. So you're like, oh, that's cool. We have space on our boat. So you allow this guy to get on your boat, right? You set sail and you head into the direction you were going to anyways. Not even 2 days out on sea. Not even 2 days out on sea. You see the worst weather you have ever experienced on the ocean, to the point where no matter which way you point your boat, no matter how hard you row, no matter how hard you put up every sail so that you can at least get back to shore, the boat does not move, but the sea is rocking and you guys are about 3 minutes away from sinking the ship. Imagine being in that scenario, right? As that fisherman, right? So your captain says something insane. He gathers everyone on the boat and he says, look, the only way this is possible, that we see this type of weather here, is if one of y'all made God angry. Who the hell pissed off God? So one by one, all of y'all start talking, right? And basically you figure out that the only person who might have done something where it's like the ocean is even reacting to you, that's how mad God is, right? Is this guy who asked you for a ride. So y'all look at this guy and you're like, guy, what did you do and why did you do it? And the guy's like, you don't have to worry about it, right? But if you want to fix this problem you guys are having right now, you won't even believe how to solve it, right? The guy himself says, you gotta throw me off the boat. You gotta throw me off of the boat. How would you feel in that situation, looking at a guy who's like, yo, it's not even gonna matter in like the next 10 minutes because we're all gonna be in the water. But he's talking about some throw me off the boat and you won't even believe what happened. So guess what? Because you're running out of like ideas and you're running out of plans, you throw him off the boat. Same time his butt touches the water, sky's clear, the waves die down, all of the weather you were experiencing is just gone. And that guy, by the way, you can't even see him anymore. He's gone. He's just gone. He went into the water and now you can't see him and you're never gonna see him again. How would you feel in that scenario? Test. Okay, so with this one, guys, scenario number 4, I'm just gonna make it easy for you. I'll tell you exactly who's the main character in the story, but remember, you're not the main character. You're always somebody standing to the side and you're trying to convey your experiences to me in this challenge, right? So check this. Jesus had 12 disciples, but whenever he used to walk outside, there were many situations where there was just more than his disciples following him. So you can pick to be any disciple you want to be, or you could pick to be a random person who just might have been there that day. You could be anybody in the story except for Jesus, right? So check this. Jesus performed multiple miracles, right? And each of them were more amazing than the last. For my story, they do not matter. Why? Because it would be easy to say, hey, remember when Jesus did this, and anybody could guess where in the Bible that happened. What I want to detail, however, is a situation where people should have realized that, hey, maybe we're interacting with somebody who's way more than what he says. Like, he's telling you straight to your face what he is, but you don't really clock it until other people also confirm what this guy is saying. So, one thing I liked about Jesus is he was a master or a farmer, right? He would just walk into rooms and the rooms would react to him. Well, one day on a trip, him and his disciples are walking, right? And they come across somebody that the Bible says is possessed. And you know what I like every time I read the Bible and they come across somebody that is possessed? Every single time they come across somebody that they say is possessed, the possessed person will turn around look at Jesus, never mind everybody else. They will look straight at Jesus and say, why are you here? Number one. Number two, are you here to mess with my fun time? Are you here to destroy me? Are you here to get rid of me? Why are you even like entertaining walking on the earth? Which is like really crazy because apparently back in those days, a lot of people were possessed, and I won't act like nobody's possessed today, but if I walked into a room and the demon looked at me and like directly addressed me, I would be scared. But at the same time, if I walked in with somebody else and the demon looked at them, I'd be like, who the hell am I walking with? Especially when it's a situation where the demon always says, Jesus, why are you here? The demons call him by name. But the specific one I'm referring to in my story, right, was a demon that was living in caves. This demon was so strong, right, they couldn't even tie down the person that he was possessing because every time they try to use ropes or chains or anything, it'll just break free. So they just let the demon do what the demon does, right? So Jesus comes across this demon. Jesus is like, what the hell's going on? Obviously. The demon is like, yo, are you here to ruin my good time? And Jesus is like, who are you? This is the part that always kills me. The demon says, my name is Legion. And the reason why my name is Legion isn't because I'm one demon. I am a team of demons. We, right, meaning more than one, meaning more than 10 actually. I think the number is closer to 50 than it is 10, right? We all possess this one guy. And I'm like, every time I read this story, I get confused because I'm like, how do you get possessed twice? Number one, how do you get possessed twice? Number two, how do they keep possessing you? What were you doing to get possessed that many times, right? But what I want you listeners to call and tell me about, right, is how you feel after Jesus deals with the demons, because there's something that happens just afterwards. There's a very famous like event that takes place after Jesus casts out these demons. How would you feel witnessing what happens afterwards? Write in and tell me how you feel. And remember, listeners, these aren't just some random events that I'm detailing for the fun of it, and these aren't just stories I'm listing for a segment on my show. There is a game to be played, and if you win, you can pick my brand new co-host. Don't be scared to write in.